Welcome to Follow the Woo podcast. Fen Alankus is who I am. And I am a paranormal investigator and an eclectic witch. I also am the creative director of New Blood Universe, an indie paranormal production company.
I'm Megan, also known as the Queer Crypt. I am a paranormal investigator and researcher.
We're still following our curiosity wherever it takes us, from witchcraft and spooky folklore to true accounts of ghosts, demons, aliens, fairies, cryptids,
near-death experiences, interdimensional travel, and all the woo.
Through interviews, investigations,
and stories,
we will be exploring some of life's most intriguing mysteries, high strangeness,
and weird phenomena.
So, you know the drill, y'all. Hold on to your butts.
This just might be the weirdest part of your day.
Ooh. Hi. We love you.
We really do.
I think that you're really cute.
You have a nice butt.
You got a great butt, and you're doing great, even though we're living in a literal apocalypse.
Let's talk about how I moved in with a witch.
Ooh, I love it.
So I moved in with a witch very recently, about a week ago. You might know her. You're dating her. Amelia, or Emilio.
Uncle Emilio to some.
Uncle Emilio to many. On the New Blood Universe team.
Das, the
our
aesthetic alchemist.
Moved in with her. The energy in this house, which is also where we're recording, is just immaculate. The vibes are it.
Whatever it is, this is it.
This is it. But also this house is changing me, kind of.
Me too.
Sort of. I thought it was. I woke up the other morning. I woke up and I got out of bed, and there had been this tiny, tiny little spider in bed with me. And normally the second that there is a spider in the bed, I'm like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, sir.
Eviction notice.
Abort.
Get the fuck out of my bed. But this one, I was like, you know what? It was pretty small. I was like, you know what? You're pretty cute. I picked up the spider with my bare hands and put it in a different place in the house. Never in my life.
That was brave. You're a brave boy.
Yeah. And I was like, am I like curing my fear of spiders?
Are you a real witch now? Because you're in proximity of a real witch?
Yeah.
However,
last night,
but
there is a giant orb weaver.
Yes, I saw it.
Yes. Okay. I didn't realize how big.
I took a video of it, and I will share it with you guys. I will share it with you. I couldn't even get into the house when I saw it.
I was screaming.
I screamed
like a little baby. I was like, oh my God. I also took videos and pictures of it, and Amelia was laughing at me because I was freaking out.
It was scary.
I would go take a video or a picture, and then it would like start dropping down. I'm like, oh my gosh, please no.
It is big. We're not just like
it's
like
massive, like massive
fucker. Very beautiful to some.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad it's outside, because if it was inside,
I'm a bad witch.
I would lose my mind.
Well, we would have to call Emilio and be like, Emilio,
yeah,
please take this lady outside.
Amelia last night was like, they're really docile. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
I don't want that on my person.
Big. It's big. A little too big. That's what she said.
They said.
That's true. And then also last night, there was another spider on my bed. It was still small, but it was fast. I don't like it when they're fast.
I don't like when they're fast because you don't know where they're going to go.
Yeah.
Are they going to go in your ear?
Exactly. And
Are
honestly,
they going to go in your head?
I'm not going to lie.
What? You killed it.
No, I wanted to. And I was like, I used to, like, if there was one on my bed, I'm like, I have to kill this mofo and like fix my life.
Yes.
But I was just thinking about how, like, if I told Amelia that I killed a spider in her house or in general, I just imagine her reaction, which would be like, not mad at me. Like, she'd be like, okay. But like, it would hurt her.
I don't know why. I just got this image of her like getting in full, like, Victorian mourning outfit, like, for the spiders.
Oh my gosh.
Which I know she has for a fact. Like, she has that outfit.
That's crazy.
Of course she does. But I don't think she'd go that far. But in my mind,
that's funny.
That's what she feels in her heart.
Yes. I was like, I can't do this to her. So I just went like this and got it off the bed. Like,
well, you just went like that.
I just
went like that.
How do you describe this for the people who only listen? Wafted it off the bed.
I wafted. I swatted.
Yeah.
Did you fart or did you?
No, it was with my hand.
Wafting.
I didn't use my butt to get the spider off the bed.
I crop dusted the spider off my bed.
No. I just kind of like
Swish.
got him off, or her, or they, and they scurried off, and I was like, just please don't come back on my bed. That's all I ask. Go in a corner.
Go in a corner.
EMF pumps.
I want to talk about an EMF pump for the paranormal investigators out there. I want to know who's tried this. I want to know what you think about it, if you have tried it, and if you haven't, if you want to try it.
Yeah, tell us what it is, because I'm like, is this like when you like pump milk out of your breast? Like, how is this working? What are we pumping? How do we pump it?
What are we pumping? EMF stands for those of you who do not know, electromagnetic field. And you can use EMF detectors in paranormal investigations, obviously, or maybe it's not obvious to those of you who are not paranormal investigators, but electricity does seem to be that which binds us to the other side. Mm-hmm. And you seem to be able to communicate better when there is that electricity, that like energy from electricity. One of the things that we find is really difficult, which is we talk about this all the time, is that when we do seances, we're busy fuckers, you know? So that means by the time we get to a seance, we're depleted already. Right. We don't have a lot of energy. And for a poltergeist or some kind of entity to contact us, they need energy. There's so many cases of like poltergeists, like obviously moving things and opening doors. And there are probably millions of accounts at this point of that happening. But it actually is rare for that to happen because the amount of energy that an entity needs to manipulate the world of matter, so to speak, is a lot for some reason. They need some fucking energy, and we just don't have it.
They need to pull some energy.
And a lot of times when we're doing the Ouija board, because we're so depleted when we start, like we're redlined when we start, the Ouija board does this thing where it cycles. And for those of you who are just listening, like that's when it'll go back and forth between like A and Z.
Or just make circles and it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck? But somebody had mentioned, I had the idea that like, what if we gave it energy? And then I talked to Alex LeMay, who, if you've seen Living for the Dead on Hulu, that's a queer ghost hunting show. Alex LeMay is a amazing tech. Like,
makes the coolest shit.
Yeah, really cool tech for paranormal investigations. A witch, a paranormal investigator. I told Alex this, and Alex was like, "Oh yeah, that's a thing."
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "What?" So I am not this brilliant paranormal investigator on the leading edge. And they were like, "No." Basically, you can buy these pumps that generate electricity, and they were like, "You can also use a Jacob's ladder or like a Tesla coil." So I've been meaning to get one.
Oh yeah,
I want to try both, see what they work like separately and then together.
Right.
And I'm so excited.
Yeah, we definitely need to try that, because when we did our seance the other night, I mean, I didn't take part in it really, but it wasn't happening.
No, there was not cycling enough. Once we order one, we should do an EMF pump seance on the Patreon.
Yeah.
For just our patrons.
That's a cool idea.
That'll be fun, because like it could get a little kooky.
It could get way kooky.
Yeah.
Could get freaky.
Marinate in that, listeners and viewers. The topic that we're going to focus on today, I have an experiment that I want to throw out to you. I know. The topic is, do you want to tell them?
It's demonic possession.
Don't worry, nobody's getting possessed.
I'm scared. I'm already scared. I'm like, every time I talk about demonic possession, I can't sleep. So
it's a rough one. It is a rough one.
And the story that I'm telling you today
is going to make me poop my pants.
It's going to make you poop your pants. You're probably not. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how you are with sleeping after really scary things. But after I heard this story, I could barely sleep for a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Are you going to sleep tonight? That you just dug it back up for this episode?
No, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
For Christ's sake.
I'm not going to sleep for days after we talk about this. That's why these episodes with the demonic possession have to be sprinkled, okay? We can't just get right into them, because it's going to completely ruin my mental state of mind.
Well, we're going to do our horror movie review now. And I will say that we talked about this in the last episode, but like the reason that I'm doing the Spooky Girl Summer is because I haven't been able to really watch very many horror movies in my life, because I watched The Exorcist when I was like 10 years old.
Such a classic.
That movie scared the living daylights out of me.
Fair. That movie, if I I said this to you in the car the other day. If I watched that movie today, I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight from watching it.
Seriously?
Yes.
Does it hold up? Because I haven't seen it. It
stands the test of time, truly. It is just...
We should watch it. God, I don't want to. Maybe it's like good for me to work through my trauma. Either that or I'm going to re-traumatize myself.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to watch... Well, maybe when I get... Yeah, in a few
later,
weeks.
Later. In a few weeks. We'll come back to that.
Let me heal from what I'm about to traumatize us with.
Yes. What is your favorite demonic possession movie that scared you the most?
The Conjuring movies.
Really? Okay, we're going to get into that because we're going to get into Ed and Lorraine Warren. But let's talk about our movie of the week.
Yeah. As Above, So Below.
Yes. Which came out in 2014, I want to think.
Yeah.
Say. It's old.
It's old, but really, really good. Holy shit.
What did you like about it?
I liked the characters. I liked the acting. And I just really loved the storyline.
Agreed.
Which... Spoiler. The storyline was this lady. I forget her name already. Terrible.
We're the worst reviewers in all the land.
Yeah. This is just a quick little review, okay? Where this isn't our...
Take it with a grain of salt, okay?
But
all right?
She is looking for the stone of Nicholas Flamel, the Philosopher's Stone.
Which is so rad.
Yeah.
And it's found footage, too, which is so great because it's Blair Witch Project-y.
Vibes. Yeah, yes. Which I love. I personally love the Blair Witch Project.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I think I need to rewatch that one this summer. But I love that too because I'm a documentary junkie and it does really take you into what feels like a real documentary.
Yes. Yeah.
So good.
And what I also liked about this is that they're going down into the Paris catacombs, and that alone is so intriguing to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you even said it. I think you said it. You were like, this is like if that movie National Treasure was smushed together with a really good horror. And that's precise. It's really great mystery and adventure, which I love because it builds in the beginning. It's am I even watching a horror film?
Yeah.
I'm just watching a documentary about this amazing adventure.
Yeah.
For the Philosopher's Stone, which is the kind of shit I geek out about.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell us what you liked about it too.
I mean, I really love the found footage. It felt, like I said, like the documentary style. It felt like I did not get bored.
And I am confused why more people don't talk about it. Why wasn't it bigger? It was so good.
I do not know. I do not know. And I just, Long Legs, I felt like I could just kind of check out.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, I was riveted the entire time.
Yes.
I was like, what is next?
Yes.
It was so good. The music was good.
Mm-hmm.
The story, like you said,
yeah.
The plot with spoilers, what happens to them when they're down,
right.
up and down
and how they have to face
their past. Brilliant.
And during As Above, So Below, I was this is what I love. And I always say that. I was like, what's going to happen? I'm so scared. Whoever was next to me, I'm like, I'm scared. I'm really scared right now.
Mommy.
Yeah.
And I feel like the scares were really sophisticated.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. I'm not a torture porn person. I can't watch Saw. I just can't. That's not on my list.
No.
I can't do those kinds of movies because I think they're cheap scares and I think they're just bad for your brain.
Yeah.
But once I learned about Mike Flanagan and sophisticated hauntings and sophisticated horror stories, I was like, I can never go back. I mean, as a queer person, I was like, yes, I want to watch this beautiful woman lead all of these men on this journey into the catacombs.
It was so good.
Please, I would have gone with her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. Fuck no, I would not go down there. And then Amelia looks at me and goes, yes, you would.
Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you would.
I would go down there.
1,000,000%
I would go down there. Fuck yeah, I would. Especially if I was following that hottie.
Period.
That's my review. Go watch it.
We liked it. We loved it. Watch it and tell us what you think.
Okay, let's talk about demonic possession.
Yeah, let's.
I want you to go because you, it seems, re-traumatized yourself in the process of researching this.
I did. Okay. Number 1, more Americans are requesting exorcisms than ever before right now.
In 2024.
Yeah. It's popular? I don't know.
That is weird.
More than 500,000 people see an exorcist every year in Italy.
No shit. 500,000.
500,000.
Holy fuck. Per year?
Per year. See an exorcist. That doesn't necessarily mean they get an exorcism.
Right.
And estimates suggest that thousands of exorcisms do happen each year, but it's hard to actually get proper statistics on it because of the private nature of exorcism.
Absolutely. I know a lot about this. I do know from my research on exorcisms and demonologists and priests who do exorcisms that it is a very hush-hush thing. You do have to fill out a bunch of paperwork.
Yeah.
Which is kind of interesting. And they have to actually rule out, especially if it's through the actual Catholic Church, because there are some people who say they can do exorcisms who are fraud.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. Just like there are self-proclaimed demonologists.
Right.
Actually, Ed Warren was one. He was self-proclaimed. He taught himself, which is questionable. We'll get back to Ed and Lorraine in a minute. But yeah, they have to go through everything. Mental health.
Yes.
Full checkup.
Yes.
They have to like observe them in the home. They have to rule out other things like medication, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
And it has to go on for like a period of time too.
So there are...
It's like a criteria, right?
Yeah. So there are 3 distinct signs of possession.
Oh, God.
This is in like the guidebook for the Catholic Church, and this is
Hell
the
yeah.
Roman ritual. So the 3 big indicators is number 1, unusual strength.
Interesting.
Number 2, fluency in a language that the person has not ever studied before.
Whoa.
And number 3, knowledge of hidden things.
Oh, see, and that's so interesting because the story that I'm going to talk about today, like, I don't feel like that exorcist, like, that dude did not meet the criteria.
No.
Okay, so let's talk about like what the word demon means from the gate.
Yeah.
I had already known from being at Hogwarts witch school for many years that
actually.
I really did go to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
I went to a teaching coven. I had been taught by those witches from the ancient druids that the word demon actually comes from the word daemon, which doesn't intrinsically mean a malevolent being. This is a Greek word, daemon, which means spirit or divine power, which can be used for good or bad or everything in between. And then it was mentioned, like the oldest texts that it's been mentioned in are like, again, the Epic of Gilgamesh. So before we get into like the current definition of a demon, I really like to refer to the Goetic demons. So there's 72 demons or spirits, depending on, whatever. It was a long fucking time ago. We're talking 17th century.
Okay.
And that's from a book that's called the Ars Goetia, I believe. I think I'm saying that correctly, which is the first section of a grimoire from that time period.
Interesting.
We might have to do a deep dive
Spicy.
on it because so these are said to be summoned by King Solomon, which is really interesting because this is where like paganism and the Bible overlap, which pretty much everything from the Bible was pulled from paganism, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And then paganism is demonized.
Oh, pardon the pun.
Not pardon the pun.
Not pardon. Pun intended.
Pun intended.
So it lists 72 demons, each with specific attributes, powers, and characteristics. Each demon is described with its rank: a king, a duke, a prince, appearance, and abilities. I'm like, bitch, where is the princess?
Yeah.
Where is the queen?
Yeah.
Whatever. So we're going to go on a deep dive of the Ars Goetia.
Yes.
I really want to.
And while we go on a deep dive of that, you do the research on that. I will do the research on Egyptian beliefs.
Yes.
Because I believe it was in Egypt where they couldn't differentiate between what was considered like a god or a goddess or a demon. Because of translation, they couldn't figure it out. So they basically just decided whichever ones were written in red were the bad ones, were the demons.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, and it was just like, oh, Winnie, Minnie, Money, Mo.
Yeah.
Whatever. So what's really interesting about the Ars Goetia, which I'm going to move on from in a minute, but I'm geeking out, is that there is a whole section in it that provides detailed instructions on how to summon each of the 72 demons. And this, I know I said earlier that I was like, oh, I want to do an experiment with demons. I would like to summon one. Okay, guys, don't freak out. I feel like I heard gasps of our listeners like, these dumbasses.
Yeah, you might have heard it from inside my fucking head. What the fuck?
Listen, but not all of them are bad. Okay, so it says detailed instructions on how to summon and control these demons, including the necessary incantations, rituals, and tools. The magician is instructed to use protective circles, seals, and other magical devices to ensure safety and control over the summoned entities.
Damn.
No, I'm not a dum-dum. We're not going to summon a bad one. And we're going to contact my exorcist pal and we're going to make sure we do it right.
And we're going to record it. If I am going to go down because you decided we should summon a demon, it better be on camera. That's all I can say.
Fair enough. I will never let you go down. Also, for the listeners who are new and don't know us, we never practice magic unsafely.
No.
I did go to Hogwarts. I have a tremendous amount of friends, we both do, who are incredible at protection and also removing entities if necessary and potential attachments.
Yeah.
And we take that really, really seriously.
We do.
Always
I really do.
She really does. I can be a little bit of a wild, wild west, but anyway. Okay, so
we do like to fuck around and find out, but safely.
Safely. I went down a real rabbit hole here. Egyptian texts. Let me just, because you mentioned this. Demons were often associated with the underworld and were believed to challenge souls on their journey to the afterlife. These entities were often depicted in the Book of the Dead, a collection of spells and incantations intended to guide the deceased through the afterlife. Demons like Ammit, the devourer of the dead, played a significant role in the Egyptian concept of the afterlife.
Yeah. Such a cool... Ammit is really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have an uncle Ammit. I'm not kidding. I'm Turkish. I don't think that's a Turkish word.
They basically decide if you're worthy based on the actions that you've taken throughout your life, whether you've been
a good boy or a bad boy.
Yeah.
Hey, like Santa. Are you on the naughty list?
Yeah, exactly.
But let me tell you the current definition of what we think of demons today. From a Christian perspective, demons are typically considered fallen angels who rebelled against God and now serve Satan. That makes no sense because Satan is not mentioned in the Bible once. And also Satanists are amazing people.
Right.
We need to do an episode on Satanism.
We do.
They are seen as evil spirits that tempt, deceive, and harm humans. They are often associated with possession, spiritual warfare, and exorcism. In Islam, listeners might have heard this. They're called the jinn.
Yeah, I've done videos on the jinn. They're scary. They're scary.
They are scary. But they are also considered supernatural beings created from smokeless fire. They can be good, evil, or neutral.
Yes.
Which is interesting because Islam is older than Christianity. Yeah. And then in Hinduism and Buddhism, demons, asuras in Hinduism and Mara in Buddhism are seen as beings who oppose the gods and cause obstacles to spiritual progress.
Right.
So in Buddhism, because I have a background in Buddhism, Mara can just be you. You're your own demon.
Ooh, interesting.
Of your like unawakened mind. It can be aspects of your like overly identified with the thoughts in your mind.
That's fascinating.
And the byproduct of that creates egregores that we could call demons.
Interesting. I do be standing in my own way sometimes. Often.
Tell us all this time. For me too. I'm not even calling you out. So I want you to tell me your story because it's freaked you the fuck out so bad.
I'm so excited and also sad for myself that I won't be able to sleep, but I'm so excited to tell you about Anna Ecklund.
Anna Ecklund.
Which Anna Ecklund wasn't actually even her true name. But we can't get into that in this episode because it's a rabbit hole and we don't...
Too much.
Yeah. Anna Ecklund was a devout Christian.
Okay.
She was born in Switzerland in 1882, but her family migrated to Wisconsin.
Of all places.
Yes.
Jesus.
Which also, the first time I ever listened to a podcast about Anna Ecklund, I was driving through Wisconsin at the time and I was like,
Mommy.
In her teens, Anna started hearing voices.
Oh, God.
Not a good sign.
No, this isn't starting great.
Yeah, no. She started hearing voices that would tell her to do violent and sexual things.
How old? Like late teens?
I'm not sure of her exact age.
But just around that time.
Yeah. God and religion started to make her furious, though previously she was a devout Christian.
As a child?
Until this time. Until she starts hearing these voices. And she physically cannot walk through the doors of her church anymore.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
that's spooky.
It is spooky. It is. She's taken to doctors. No one can figure out what's going on with her. And she's told this Father Theo might be able to help her.
Okay. Are her parents freaked out?
So I'm not sure which of her parents were alive at this time, but it was at least one of her parents that took her to the doctor. At least one of her parents were freaked out for sure. We'll get into this.
Okay.
Yeah. So Father Theo is a monk and he has done many exorcisms.
Ooh la la.
Oh la la. He knows possession is extremely rare.
It is. Thank you.
Yeah. So he knows he has to interview her and be 1,010% certain that this is in fact a demonic possession.
Yes.
So in the interview, he asks Anna to pray with him, and he starts praying in Latin, which she has never studied. So she actually likely only finished grade school. She never studied any other languages.
So she has no idea how to speak Latin is what you're saying.
No idea how to speak Latin. When the priest prays in Latin, she starts foaming at the mouth and getting furious. When he speaks in Latin and is not speaking religiously, she's fine.
What?
But she doesn't understand Latin.
Stop.
He decides he's going to try it in multiple different languages. He tries it in Italian. He tries it in Hebrew. Same thing.
Every time?
When he starts praying or speaking religiously, she starts foaming at the mouth, getting angry. When he's talking about anything else, she's fine.
Does she respond in that language?
No,
but
not to my knowledge.
She just foams at the mouth.
She's foaming at the mouth.
And she doesn't know when he's saying religious shit and when he's saying like benign shit.
No.
Wow.
She also somehow knows when objects have been blessed. So they do this test where they'll in a different room, they'll bless certain objects and won't bless others. When they bring an object to her that's blessed, she freaks out. When they bring an object to her that hasn't been blessed, she's fine.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Very creepy.
Is there a movie about this?
I think so.
Ooh, I want to know.
So also during this interview, Anna is thrown across the room by an unseen force.
Shit.
This is a serious one, by the way.
Yeah, this one scares me.
This is a scary one.
I think this one mies be real.
Me too. So she's thrown across the room. Father Theo goes to pick her up. There's also another priest, Father Steiger. Father Theo tries to pick her up. He can't pick her up. It's like she's so heavy, even though she's a small girl.
That's one of the criteria.
He can't pick her up off the floor.
Oh my God.
Father Steiger and the nuns that are there, they also come to try and pick her up. They can't pick her up.
All of them are trying and they can't pick her up.
They can't pick her up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Father Theo still winds up interviewing Anna multiple times because he wants to be 1,000,000% sure, but he's 100% sure she is possessed, and he gets permission from the Catholic Church to do an exorcism.
Yeah. What was the criteria again? You have to have crazy strength. You have to be able to speak
fluent in another language that you've never studied.
Okay. And
knowledge of hidden things.
Is that coming?
It is. Yeah. Yeah. She's
got your butt.
She's got all three. Fuck. Yeah. So he gets permission and he takes her to this small town in Iowa to do the exorcism to protect her identity. Private nature of exorcism.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this is in 1928, and the information that we have about this exorcism is from eyewitness accounts from back then, and then
corroborated.
That
is a weird word. Corroborated
by the exorcist's notes that he took.
Oh, wow.
There's Father Theo, who's leading the exorcism. There's Father Steiger, and there's nuns they don't name.
Okay.
Obviously, why would they name the women that are there?
I mean, yeah, they're just women.
So they bring Anna into this room. There's nothing in there but a bed.
God, see? All right, tell me.
You scared? You getting freaked out?
I don't like it when it's just the bed. It reminds me of The Exorcist.
Oh, gosh. Just
Okay.
Just you wait.
Okay.
Mommy. As soon as Father Theo starts the exorcism, starts praying, Anna passes out.
Oh, shit.
She passes right out. In prayer, Father Theo invokes the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
When he does that, Anna...
Stop it. Why are you laughing? Because you know it's terrifying.
Anna lifts off the bed towards the ceiling, flies through the air, and winds up like on the wall above the door. Yeah.
Well, I also heard in possessions, like their limbs go weird ways.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you can imagine. They described her as like an insect on the wall.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Hard no.
Oh, I'm getting heart palpitations.
Yeah, I don't like this one.
It's so creepy. Okay. This happens in front of everyone, in front of both priests and the nuns. The nuns have to, of course, why are they making the nuns do this? The nuns have to drag her down off the wall and wrestle her back onto the bed. Yeah.
I'm upset.
Yes, it gets worse.
It gets worse?
It only gets worse.
Okay.
So Anna is writhing, moaning, screaming in multiple different voices. The entire time that all of this has been happening since she passed out, her eyes have been closed the entire time. She's screaming, all that stuff. Her mouth is closed while that's happening. Her lips aren't moving.
While she's talking.
While she's screaming, moaning, eyes closed. Yeah.
No.
So eventually this gets pretty gross, guys. She starts spitting, vomiting, and defecating.
At the same time?
All of it.
Oh my God.
And it is, the amount of fluids coming out of Anna is not physically possible, especially for a woman of her size.
Oh my God. Is it like ass piss? It's just like liquid poop and bleh. See, I don't like this. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not possible. She's too small for all of the fluids that's coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
That is day 1 of her 21-day exorcism.
21 days.
3-week exorcism.
Holy shit. So, okay, then what happened?
Okay. Day 2, Anna now has to start being injected with liquid food.
Because she is dehydrated?
Yeah, and she will not stop vomiting and defecating. The priest, Father Theo, he has to change his clothing 3 to 4 times per session because of the amount of vomit.
Oh my God. I'm riveted. I truly am.
Yeah.
Also scared.
Father Theo starts to believe that Anna is possessed by multiple demons, not just one.
How does one get possessed by that many demons?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We'll get into that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Father Theo is asking the demons inside of Anna to reveal themselves, but there is some type of power. It is believed there's some type of power they give away by revealing themselves or by revealing their name.
Yes, I've heard this before.
Yeah. So they don't want to. But after hours, one comes forward as Beelzebub.
Stop.
Yeah. Which, for those of you who don't know, is considered Satan's second in command.
This is interesting too, though, because Beelzebub is not always bad.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on, curious. Keep going.
Yeah. Also, he's also known as the Lord of the Flies.
Mm.
And when he reveals himself, allegedly, there are flies that appear in the room.
Yuck.
Yeah.
As if the vomit, shit ass
Isn't
and
enough.
fucking spit wasn't enough. And levitation.
Oh, God, no. Yeah. I would be out of there. Oh, my goodness, no. So, Beelzebub, which means...
So,
I think
Beelzebub.
I'm just going to call him B.
Yeah, let's call him B.
Okay. So, B continuously taunts Father Theo and, questions his knowledge on religion and patronizes him. Father Theo asks him why he's possessing Anna.
Okay.
He replies, it wasn't even his idea. It's because a curse was placed on Anna by her deceased father, Jacob.
Weird.
Yes. In Catholicism, it is believed that having a curse placed on you is a doorway to possession.
Interesting.
Yeah. Father Theo asks B, why would Anna's father place a curse on her?
Exactly.
And he says, why don't you just ask Jacob yourself? But before Father Theo can say another word, a second demon comes forward. Judas.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And by the way, so Judas is the one who betrayed Jesus to the Romans and took his own life shortly after Jesus was crucified.
Heard.
Okay.
He was the one. He was the like...
Yeah. His voice is so loud and like causing so much fear that the nurses have to leave the room. They're like, no thanks, sir.
That's not the one.
No, they leave.
As if B wasn't bad enough.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got J.
Trigger warning for this next part. He says he wants Anna to take her own life like he did. And he specifically says he wants her to get the rope and hang herself. Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's very, oh gosh, this whole thing is just so unsettling. Throughout this portion of the exorcism as well, Anna's body is changing. Her belly will swell up like a balloon and then go back to normal. Her skin is getting extremely pale. She's not doing well.
Yeah, she's on the edge.
She's not doing well.
Oh, God. Don't give me that look. That look is scary. I know it gets worse. Okay, so what?
Her body then gets so heavy that it bends the iron bed frame. Ugh.
What?
It's so creepy.
Okay. Does the father get to talk to Jacob?
Yeah, that's coming.
Okay.
Also, during all of this, the exorcisms happen during the day. At night, Anna has no recollection of any of it.
Oh, and she's fine.
I wouldn't say she's fine because she's completely dehydrated. Like,
right.
She's not fine.
She's definitely... Okay, let me rephrase. Okay, she's
like the furthest thing from fine. But she's like, I don't know what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at night, the demons come, or in the day? I'm sorry, I got mixed up.
It's during the exorcism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Throughout the exorcism, it also seems like the demons are getting stronger rather than weaker, which is bad news bears.
I don't want that.
Not what we want.
No.
You're doing an exorcism. They're supposed to be getting weaker.
Not good. Go the other way. Go the other way.
Yeah. And Anna's condition is obviously getting worse. So this is when demon number 3 comes forward.
How many? Okay, who's 3?
So Father Theo is doing everything he can to try to bring Jacob forward.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob comes forward.
This is the 3rd demon.
This is technically the 3rd demon, Anna's deceased father. He reveals that he's in hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
He went to the bad place.
He went to the bad place. Trigger warning for this next part. And he tells Father Theo that the reason he put a curse on Anna is because she refused to have sex with him. Yeah.
Oh, gross.
Also, Jacob was a devout Christian as well, but at some point, he completely turned against religion and started mocking Anna for her beliefs.
And why did he do that?
I have some theories, but
we'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay. So this is when the 4th and final demon comes through.
Mm.
And this is Anna's aunt, Mina.
Aunt Mina's Mina.
She's in hell with Jacob.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that Jacob's sister?
It sounds like it's his sister.
Okay.
But she was also his mistress.
Yuck.
Ew.
Yuck.
She's in hell because her and Jacob apparently murdered children.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's like a Ghislaine and
potentially
Epstein.
Her own children. Yeah.
What's wrong with these people?
I don't know. She winds up being one of the worst demons. Anna is in pure agony when she comes forward. The vomiting is at an all-time high when she's present.
Ugh. Like projectile.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like Aunt Mina is
a biatch.
Cruel. Not good.
How did these people who are just people turn into demons? I don't actually know about that. Is that a thing that happens?
I don't know.
Like you just got so
maybe
bad.
Because they went to hell, I guess. Like
right. Hell is so complex.
I know.
Because I'm like, do I believe in that?
But that's you know what? And maybe like who knows? Can you just be possessed by demons? Can you be possessed by other spirits? Are they demons? That's how they've been referred to.
Okay.
But
okay.
We don't know.
So she comes through and she's a royal bitch.
Yeah. Fast forward, we're at week 2 with this exorcism, and Anna is more exhausted and weaker than ever. Same with Father Theo.
He's going through it.
Yeah. Father Steiger and the nuns, they're all depleted and exhausted, probably terrified. Not good. At night, Anna starts having visions of God and the devil going to war with one another. And like they have armies, and she's having strange visions at night.
Interesting.
Yeah. Also, B, the demon B, is now spilling secrets.
Hidden knowledge.
This is where, and they don't really get into a lot of detail about what he knew, but he was spilling everyone's secrets in the room, and it was all true. And
he was like reading their minds, or like just had the wisdom.
And stuff that Anna would have no clue about. Like, how would she know, the secret transgressions of one of the nuns, right?
Right.
She's not going to have that information. However, the demon does not have any knowledge of sins that have been confessed. In Catholicism, it is believed that when you confess your sins, you're...
what's the word?
Yeah, what is the word? You've repented. You're good now.
You're all good.
You're good. So once you've done that, the demons have no knowledge of your sin. So that's also why they say that you should confess before taking part in an exorcism.
Confess your sins?
Yeah.
Do you have to do it to an actual priest, or can you just do it to like the universe?
No, it has to be to a priest. In Catholicism specifically, we're talking.
All right, well, we'll work that out. I'm feeling less inclined to do this now. Mommy.
Good. I'm glad.
Wait, what did the Mina lady, what did she say? Or do they not have that?
Basically just that she was Jacob's mistress and
all that stuff. Okay, got it.
Yeah. She, we have some other information about her, allegedly maybe she took her children's lives. She was known as a witch in her town.
The plot thickens.
Was she known as a witch because she actually practiced witchcraft, or was she an evil lady? So people were like, witch, or who knows?
Right.
But maybe her being the mistress of Jacob somehow twisted him against religion. We don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah. Demon B also predicts during this week 2 that Father Steiger will get in a car crash, and he does.
That's the other one that's helping out, Father Steiger?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's during the day. He's driving on a long bridge and a black cloud forms in front of him and he crashes into the edge of the bridge and actually his car is hanging off of the bridge.
Yeah.
He could have almost died. It was life and death situation.
Gnarly.
And when he goes back, the next time he goes back to participate in the exorcism, Demon B is like, how'd you like that? How'd you like my little trick I played on you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No. Now we are near the end of the exorcism.
Okay.
We're getting closer to this 21 days. And Father Theo winds up in this room seeing Satan and Beelzebub. They've got flames surrounding them. Satan has a crown and a sword, and they're standing in the corner of the room during the exorcism.
Yikes.
Yeah, pretty scary. So this is December 23rd, 1928.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 21 days. And the exorcism has been going strong, and these demons finally decide that they're going to give up.
Wow.
Yeah. And she rises from her bed, like floating, and then drops back down onto the bed, like limp. And when she drops back down limp, she screams all 4 names of
shit.
4 like demons, and then it just like gets fainter and then goes quiet.
Wow.
There's a horrible sulfur smell in the room.
Oh, I've heard this.
It seems like it's finally over.
Oh, no. When you say seems, God damn it. All right, what now?
Again, Anna starts hearing voices a little while later. Like, I don't know if it's days, weeks, but it's shortly after she starts hearing voices again. She starts seeing visions of God and the saints. And she starts speaking as the voice of Jesus to Father Theo.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
She tells him he has to prepare for the Antichrist, which is a false messiah.
Yes.
Said to come at the end of the world to test people's faith. That's what the Antichrist is. The prediction that she tells Father Theo is that the Antichrist is going to come into power in 1952 at the age of 33. He'll be 33, which is the same age that Jesus was when he was crucified.
Yes, correct. So what happened in 1952? Was there somebody who came into power?
So it's hard to say. I think like there was a dictator in maybe it was Italy. I can't remember where it was, but Father Theo put together a team to search for the Antichrist, and they came up with some people who they thought it would be, who did do some interesting things that weren't great. Like one of the people was the guy who invented the, AK-47?
Oh, geez,
like
really?
Yeah. I don't think he was inherently bad, though, you know? So it's hard to say. It's believed that Anna wound up passing away in 1964. She would have been in her 80s at that point.
Why believe? There's no record.
Because her name isn't actually Anna Ecklund. So, like, that's the whole tale. The reason there's not a lot after when I say, ooh, it seems like that should be the end, is because that's kind of when the notes from The Exorcist end. This other information was just further knowledge from eyewitness accounts and like from spoken word. It wasn't written down in these notes. What happens to Anna after she sees these visions of God? I don't know.
That is spooky as fuck.
It is something we could go on a deep dive of. It would take a long time.
Yes. And you said, is there a movie about this?
I think there is.
I want to watch it. I think we should watch The Exorcism of Anna Ecklund, which came out in 2016. Let's do it and then poop our pants.
Yes.
Ooh, there is also another example that Chad brought up, which is In Search of the Dead from 2020.
Oh, interesting.
Which is a documentary about demons.
So that is The Exorcism of Anna Ecklund.
That is terrifying. That, in my opinion, that's far more terrifying than even The Exorcist. Like the story of The Exorcist and The Conjuring and the story I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I don't, at this point, think I don't know. I'm on the fence if it's real or not.
We're going to wrap this one up here.
Because it's too long.
It is. So get ready for part 2.
Hold on to your butts for part 2. So mine is about the demonic possession, but it'll be in the next episode. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
You're cute. Thank you for following the woo with us today. If you love what you heard,
please give us a rating, give us a follow wherever you listen to podcasts.
Give us a review if you feel so inclined.
We'd love that.
You can also check out the new videos of these podcasts on our YouTube channel, which is the New Blood Universe
YouTube account.
There you can also find out what other productions we're up to. You can also check out newblood.tv and meet the crew, get like little bios about us.
Check out our website, check out our store.
Yes, more coming to the store soon. And if you're really, really invested,
check out our Patreon.
We're going to be doing some wild shit. We may be
summoning a demon. Hopefully not.
Know. Check us out at patreon.com/The Coffin Club, which now encompasses not just Follow the Woo podcast, but Megan's amazing TikTok about the paranormal, the queer crypt, and many other productions that we have going on.
If you've experienced something magical, spooky, mystical, weird, some kind of strange encounter, or there's just a topic you want to see us discuss, email us at followthewoo@gmail.com.
And if you want to become part of our public overall New Blood Universe Discord community, which will be different than the private Patreon one, that's where we get into the real nitty gritty, then you can go to newblood.tv and just scroll down to join the Discord. You are the best.
And we are so excited to have you part of our spooky community.
Yes. And remember, if it feels right,
follow the woo.